The 2024 President's Cup earned immense attention for Canadian golf in general, and specifically the Royal Montreal Golf Club, which hosted the event. Though the natives aren't disposed to bragging, this is just one of the many challenging, beautiful, and awesome courses across the country. There are more than 2,300 courses in Canada, and it's no simple task to pick the best 5. But here's a list of some of the country's top layouts, which coincidentally begins on the Pacific coast and ends on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. Number 5. Capilano Golf and Country Club in Vancouver, British Columbia is unique. Opened in 1937 and designed by renowned Canadian architect Stanley Thompson, it's basically the same as it was when it opened 87 years ago, though the magnificent cedar and fir trees that surround the property have grown considerably. The par 70 18-hole course was built within a rainforest, ecologically impossible in this century. You travel down the mountainside for most of the front 9 and wind uphill on the back, with the exception of the par 3 14th hole that tees off 153 yards above and out from the green. Capilano has hosted a number of national amateur championships in its history. It's a private course, but if you're fortunate to have a chance to play, you can choose a variety of lengths from the 6 different tee boxes. It measures close to 6,600 yards from the championship tees. The biggest challenge will be keeping your mind on the game while distracted by mountain vistas, the Pacific coast, and the city of Vancouver in your line of sight. Number 4. Jasper Park Lodge in Alberta has a lot in common with Capilano. It was also designed by Stanley Thompson, features incredible 360-degree mountain landscapes, and radiates with the history of golf in Canada. It opened in 1925. The area, which includes a national park, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Thankfully, it avoided major damage from savage wildfires in 2024. The Rocky Mountains are the backdrop for golfers, with shimmering ponds that reflect the surrounding views. The terrain is predictably up and down. There are fescue-covered mountain dunes and gentle meadows throughout the par 71 layout, which measures 6,700 yards from the back tees. Jasper Park Lodge is a public course with reasonable fees for such a prestigious venue. Because of its location, 400 kilometers from Calgary, the nearest major city, it doesn't host big tournaments but is always rated among the best courses in Canada and is consistently in the top 50 in the world. When you play, be on the lookout for abundant wildlife. It's not uncommon to encounter deer, elk, and even bear in this incredible Rocky Mountain habitat. A local rule allows golfers to lift their ball in the bunkers, rake animal tracks, and replace it without penalty. Number 3. Hamilton Golf and Country Club, a private club in Ancaster, Ontario, is more than a century old and has built its international reputation through attracting the world's best golfers to major competitions. The par 70 layout has hosted the Canadian Open 7 times, including in 1919 when Bobby Jones made his only appearance in the national championship, finishing second, 16 shots behind Douglas Edgar. Tommy Armour won the title in Hamilton in 1930, Jim Furyk won in 2006, Rory McIlroy in 2019. Scotsman Robert McIntyre won there this past summer. The course runs through the Niagara Escarpment, a natural wall of sandstone and limestone that distinguishes the region. It's been referred to as very challenging terrain. Shots can be directly affected by the slope of the hills, and putts may not break the way they look depending on your proximity to the ledge. It was renovated recently. Trees were removed to restore vistas that became blocked by 100 years of growth. It does, however, retain much of the original design, including unique fescue eyebrows near bunkers. The course features long par 3s in what has been called the toughest short par 4 in Canada, the 315-yard 5th hole. Number 2. Toronto St. George's Golf and Country Club is a tree-lined oasis within Canada's largest city. The downtown skyline is a prominent feature of every hole. It was originally built in the 1920s to entertain guests at the Royal York Hotel, with a limousine service ferrying players the short distance between hotel and golf course. This is the 3rd course on the list designed by Canadian Stanley Thompson, who hailed from Toronto. It might be his best. The tight fairways through a wooded valley and rolling terrain, supplemented by dozens of artisanal bunkers, make it beautiful yet difficult. 6 times the best professionals in the world have played St. George's for the Canadian Open Championship. Rory McIlroy won there most recently in 2022. Despite its urban location, it is a certified Audubon cooperative sanctuary, and you can watch all manner of birds during your round. But birdies of the golf variety will not be nearly as frequent. Getting off the tees is considerably easier than hitting approach shots close to the pins on the small greens. It was regularly ranked as the top course in Canada. The last time was 2012 when the first of 2 grand courses in Cape Breton came online. St. George's does still get rated in the country's top 5 and among the 40 best in the world. Number 1. Without debate, since it opened in 2015, Cabot Cliffs in Little Inverness, Nova Scotia is the best course in Canada. It doesn't need major professional championships to prove it either, for its remote Cape Breton Island location will preclude that possibility. However, the tee sheets are always filled, and golfers from all over the world are finding the seaside layout with little difficulty. Designed by the hottest architectural team in the world, Bill Corr and Ben Crenshaw, the cliffs sit on top of what was once a deposit of coal mining waste. The land's rehabilitation is magnificent. Cabot Cliffs has arguably the best 5 finishing holes anywhere, which sweep you from the inland woods back to the Atlantic Ocean and allow you to savor the view as you complete the round. It's a mid-iron shot over a red cliff chasm to a tired green on the cliff, followed by a tricky yet drivable par 4 and a spectacular par 5. A perennial top 15 course in the world, the Cliffs is complemented by the Cabot Links course, which itself is ranked among the best in the country.